No gold is not in her. She's a diamond.
Okay, hello everyone again. Just another. This is only going to be a very short video, and just to show people through experience what I've had in some of my travels. Some of you will watch me where I check in, maybe where I've gone to Italy or Switzerland or the US, Brazil. You know, the list is growing and growing all the time. But today, and I'll save the day, and I'll save the person that inboxed me because it has happened a few times, and this one's just reminded me how important it is to oversee the mindset, what we give power to, so maybe fear. But the question that came to me was on my inbox on Facebook was that someone has recently told me that I am cursed. And is this true? Because my life just does not seem to be moving forward in any way. And so it's quite a complex reply, if I'm honest, because I see so much of it. So anyway, the cursing is not true. It's not true unless we give it power. So if I told you your life will never move forward and you are damned, you are stuck here forever and ever, and your life will never get any better because I curse you and I wave my magic wand at you and make you believe that that is true, then the fear behind that, or the mindset behind that, will not let you move forward. You're feeding fear with fear, and if you feed fear with fear, you can only create more fear. Therefore it will come into manifestation, and through that manifestation you'll always feel like you're cursed, or you'll always feel like your life's not moving forward, which will therefore give power to the curse that someone has told you about. I think that makes sense. So it's one of those that if we give it the power, it will cause all sorts of problems. So it's about containing your own power. Now we're in danger of slipping onto that spiritual jargon path there, where I make you believe, or through trickery of words, or give you big spiritual words that will confuse you, or maybe make you give me a greater power than actually I need. But what happens here is I give it so much fuel that I manipulate you into believing whatever said statement is given. And so I can only use this one example that I had within the last 12 months to give you an understanding of why I try to educate the people to take their own power back. And I was currently travelling through northern Brazil. I was doing a tour out there, and it was a very difficult tour, if I'm honest, because of the banner that spiritualism come under, and the ignorance towards it from that culture. Now Brazil is a huge country, it's absolutely huge, and religion over there is under many different facets, but the one that I come up against the most was spiritism. So I will have to do a video on spiritism and spiritualism, just for clarity there, for education as well, obviously. So I put a lot of research into it, and so I can give that to you also. Save you trawling the books and the internet, I can give you a quick rundown of my findings. But what I found with the spiritism is that there was a lot of fear based there. Then on my journey through northern Brazil, I went to a spiritual church, and they're not like they are here in the UK. These churches are enormous, they're absolutely huge, and the numbers are even bigger. It's just incredible how many people go for this teaching, or for this understanding of their religion, Spiritism. And it's through the Gospels of Allan Kardec, who was actually from Leon, I think. And the books got banned by the Christian faith, and they destroyed all the books. But actually some of them made it to Portugal, and then the Portuguese took it to Brazil, and then it just spawned all over the place there. So a quick rundown there for you. And I bumped into this gentleman who couldn't talk properly. He had I can't express it. It was like a gruff to his voice. and he asked to see me. He had very broken English because the spoken language over there is Portuguese. But he could speak enough English to say, can I have an appointment with you? And he needed to see me because he was cursed. And I was like, wow, this is incredible. So I asked him his story, and he told me that he was on a bit of land, and there was some squatters at the back of this land. And when we talk about land, it's like this goes on for miles and miles. And he didn't want them on the land. He wanted to move them after, because this land was being farmed, so on and so forth, for the family business. So he moved this family on. And this family were actively using the banner of voodoo, and so this woman had this like staff, like stick with like some skulls and beads and stuff on it, and she waved the stick at him and said that I have cursed you. You will lose your power of speech, and you eventually will not be able to communicate with anybody. And so this man, rubbished it and threw this woman off his land. Then within 2 years, this man had lost pretty much all of the ability to talk. So I was amazed at what I was seeing. So I said to him, let me have a look. Sit down, and my mind was like, I want to help this guy. If there's anything there, what can we go through? What can we help? Put it to the spirit world and see what the spirit world can give me guidance or healing or so, whatever it will be. But I'm here to help, and if we can help this guy, let's do it. So immediately I saw a vision of a lady waving a stick at him and then wrapping barbed wire around the man's throat, so it would feel like it was cutting. Whenever he was talking, it would become increasingly painful. And so I expressed this to him. I said, I can see a lady's done this, and she's wrapping barbed wire around your throat. And the man started crying, he had tears in his eyes. He said, that's exactly what she did, and she said she would put barbed wire around my throat. So in the mechanic, I was seeing what was going on. But please understand, this is where the big misunderstanding comes from. People mistake that image for a spirit. That is not spirit. There's no communication there. It's not spirit. It's the reality of the gentleman that I'm working with. He believed the woman put this spell on him. Therefore, I'm seeing the projection of his fear. Therefore, I can express it back to him. And a lot of mediums make this mistake and educate and tell people the wrong thing all of the time, which really annoys me. Anyway, so I start unraveling this barbed wire from this man's throat. And I finally gets to the bottom, and then I kind of erase the woman, like rub her out from memory almost. And I say to him, within 24 hours to 48 hours, your voice will be back, and it will be like nothing had ever gone wrong. And you could see he was looking a bit mystified. But I've suggested to him that everything's going to be fine. I met up with him 48 hours later, and there was a very big marked improvement to the gentleman's voice. So you have to understand that the power of suggestion, I've said to him, your voice will be better, there will be no pain. Therefore, he's ready for me. He's put faith in me and my team and my knowledge that I can fix his voice through suggestion, and within 48 hours, the time frame that I gave him, there is a considerable marked improvement. You have to look at the power of what I've suggested there for him to start to change that. And then, are you still seeing the woman at night? Are you still getting this? No, all the vision's gone. And so what I've done is I've tried to educate him or give him knowledge. And I have found that the only thing to conquer fear is knowledge. In every angle. Knowledge will defeat fear every single time. So a real lame example would be, I'm scared of heights. I go and climb a height, I see that I'm alright, I'm safe, therefore I try to defeat the fear of heights. In this same thing, I've told him that I've eliminated the curse, I've removed the curse, and that woman will not be able to hurt you anymore. And before you know it, the man's got his voice back, and everything's and his life starts to turn around again. So what I'm trying to highlight here is a very real life event that's gone on. But one that's very profound in the results. I haven't spoke to the man recently, certainly not within the last couple of months, but the last I had checked on him, he had a good voice. He was back on a good projection there. His life had picked up because I allowed him, I gave him that space there, not as Charlie, but as knowledge, to give him his power back, to remove the element of that fear, and therefore his life started to turn around. So curses, voodoo, black magic, absolutely not, none of it. It's the power of suggestion, and it's all about keeping your power within you. So again, any comments, drop them in the box. Any questions, drop them in the box or in an email, where I'll try and engage and try and educate from my findings and my understanding. So remember, like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and I'll catch you on the next video.